Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance in the Inland Empire. Today she is back, Gloria Negrete-McLeod. She is the clerk of the Chaffey Community College District. And I want to say congratulations. We know that there's an organization called the Aspen Institute that hands out honors and accolades. Tell us about the Aspen Institute and the honor recently received.
Well, you know, they look at education, that's their primary function. And this year they chose 10 community colleges out of 2,000, 4,000 colleges in the nation.
10.
10. So Chaffey was part, and another Southern California college, was part of the 10 best colleges in the nation. 10.
You're in the top 10.
In the top 10. Unfortunately, we didn't win. The college that won was in Kansas, 2,000 students, so we didn't win.
But think about that.
But we have the accolades of saying we are one of the 10 best colleges in the nation.
It's really phenomenal in so many ways. The other college, of course, Pasadena City College. I know I had to say their name, but I'm saying it out of pride for California. Because for California to have 2 out of the 10 in the top 10 in the nation really is quite remarkable. And Pasadena and Chaffey are far enough apart, so not so much competitors per se. I mean, you know, the distance is fairly decent. What is it about Chaffey that is causing experts like the folks at Aspen to realize this is one outstanding institution?
Number one, our primary focus, of course, and that's part of the mission, is to make sure that students, once they come to Chaffey, that they leave in a timely manner and they matriculate to another institute or get their certificates, whatever it is, and make sure that we are there to provide student services to those students.
And I remember reading the basis for landing in the top 10. And one area where Chaffey particularly shined was that those folks that you're serving to make sure they either get their certificate degree or matriculate, many of them are students of color.
That's correct.
And or first-time college graduates in their family. And Aspen really pointed out that Chaffey was a star in this area. I feel like it was either 10 or 20 points higher than the average.
So why didn't we win?
I know. But I have been told that you're top 10 one year, and then you're in the top 10 again, and you may get a special mention, and then the third year maybe you'll win in the end.
So, I mean, it was just great to be in the top 10, to recognize the college effort in the community. And I've got to tell you, I went to Chaffey back when Barney Rubble was there.
Exactly, right. How's Betty? Right.
And you know, the people of color were not that noticeable.
Right.
First, the people that went to school came straight out of high school into the community colleges. Now we have so many students, and we are one of the Hispanic serving institutes also.
Which is part of what the Aspen Institute indicated was your tremendous success and strength in serving those of Latino descent.
In fact, the community college that won has 2,000 students. We are going to graduate 4,000 students out of Chaffey this year.
Yeah, which is still, you know, look, I understand we want Chaffey to win, but it is a tremendous...
It's an honor.
It's a huge honor. Chaffey, like so many other community colleges, is looking at increasing training for the trades, the skilled and semi-skilled jobs. And one could say it's a wise maneuver given where we are in our economy today. Recently, I understand the Irvine Foundation provided quite a grant to Chaffey along those lines. Tell us about that.
Well, the grant was for $1 million, and Chaffey has now received $500,000 of that for the training proponent of the partial of our teaching. We have an Intex Center in Fontana at the California Steel Institute.
Fantastic.
Industries right there on site, and so it's training for a whole lot of things.
I have to say that your timing is probably good in that the new administration in Washington has been talking about wanting to bring jobs back. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but if they are successful, presumably a lot of those jobs will be skilled and semi-skilled jobs where having a community college certificate or degree in welding or automation or whatever it is, not so much automation, but you know where I'm getting at, manufacturing, could be of tremendous benefit.
Well, sure. You know, jobs don't just come back. There has to be the situation for them to be there.
Right.
And so the area in the Inland Empire is just waiting for jobs to come here because, you know, in the area that I live, most
Sure.
of the people that...
And that's kind of the edge of the Inland Empire, close to
the
LA
West
County.
End, which is the
Right.
West End.
Right.
And most of the people go out to LA, Orange County
Right.
to work. So if we could bring those jobs back, just think how much less the freeways would be, how much better it would be for
Right.
the community in total.
I was recently speaking with Robert Lovingood, who's a supervisor in San Bernardino County. He's looking to develop, presumably he'll be working with Chaffey and other, VVC maybe, to develop more training for these types of skilled jobs. And I appreciate what the county as an entity is looking at. They want to create more higher wage blue collar jobs, which can be pretty darn high wage. And he even mentioned that there are 3,000 jobs locally that are not filled because the manufacturing outfits that have these jobs, they don't have the candidates with the necessary training.
Like machinists, all different, those kind of middle jobs
Right.
there, they don't, because as the people get older, they're retiring, there's nobody to
Right.
fill the jobs.
And so look, you know, this county benefits from a huge land mass, and presumably we're going to see more logistics, more manufacturing, possibly coming back or staying, and so it makes sense that the county, that Chaffey's looking to develop these types of positions. Are we moving quickly enough?
Well, you can only move as quickly as you have the money.
Right.
You know, it's one thing to want to do a lot of things. It's another to have the infrastructure and to have the places here to have the jobs for those students to go to.
Speaking of money, in the prior federal administration, the Second Lady, Dr. Jill Biden, was and continues to be a very significant proponent of free community college. Former President Obama, the same. Looking at programs in Tennessee, in Chicago, where there's free community college programs. We know that Los Angeles has a college promise, San Diego a college.
So does Chaffey.
Tell us
with,
about, yeah.
with the Ontario Montclair School District.
Okay,
it's
explain.
the same kind of thing. If the students, and they start them at like kindergarten, do you want to go
Nice.
to college? Do you want to
Sure.
go to college? And then, so they get to go for the first year for free tuition, depending that you fill the criteria
Of course.
and you get good grades.
So
you go.
these programs really can be quite beneficial. We know the state is looking at creating some type of program. It feels good, but there are challenges because who's funding the program? And if the state adopts the program, is the money that the student would have paid flowing down to the community college? Because you still got to educate.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, having come from the legislature once upon a time.
Right, Assembly and Senate.
Yeah, you have to figure out, okay, we can do this, and philosophically, that's terrific.
right.
But how do we repay the colleges and for then providing the teachers and all of the infrastructure that colleges need? Again, I say that's a terrific ideal.
Right. So are you speaking with your colleagues, former colleagues in Sacramento to let them know that, again, laudable goal, but we need to make sure we backfill?
No, I've only gone up to Sacramento once or twice since I left.
You're done with that. At the same time, the federal government is not as keen on this proposal with the new administration. Is that of concern to you, or do you feel as if local solutions can solve the question of tuition?
Well, community colleges and K through 12 depend a portion of their funds coming from the feds, and the state, you know, does the whole
Sure.
thing. Now, the community colleges, the people that attend community colleges pay. They don't call it a tuition; they call it a fee.
Right.
They pay their fees. It goes up to up to Sacramento,
Right,
and then it comes back.
We'll talk more. Her name is Gloria Negrete-McLeod from the Chaffey Community College District. She's clerk. I'm Brad Pomerance. It's Local Edition.